Don't y'all hate it when your annoying neighbors make a bunch of racket? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another one. We are out in the shop today. It is, when you're watching this video, it won't be, but today is New Year's Day. Y'all be probably watching this in a few weeks from now. Shanna's very focused.
Well, this one is green, so it's going back outside.
So y'all actually saw us working on a lot of these heads on a recent video, and today we're going to be doing touch-ups on them. So we'll just go over them, make sure we didn't miss anything. Like that one needs a little bit more whitener on it, so it's going back out in the sun. This one, the nose fell off, very common. We'll have some that were those are the noses and the teeth right there. We'll have some where the teeth have fallen out. I'm looking for one right now. Here's a good one. Tooth fell out right there. And just generally cleaning the horns up. Some of them, I don't see any in this group that are too bad, but Shanna hit them with the power washer pretty good. But we'll have some that just have gunk on the horns, all that kind of stuff. We'll clean that up and just get them all ready. Touch up any. Also don't see any where the antler bases are too discolored. Like that one right there, maybe a little bit. We may hit that with a little paint or stain, depending on what we want to use. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. Last video also, we started working on it. My dang lights here in the shop. See how it's dark when I face that way? Because there's no lights in the corner of that shop anymore because they burn up. Get on a rant here, but I bought these lights off of Amazon and we loved them until it started getting cold. And then they started, like, I had two more that were right here, and they would, like, when it was real cold in the morning, you come out here and flip the switch and they wouldn't turn on. They would kind of like crackle and all this stuff. Well, end up, they connect, like you can see one connects to the other right there. And where those little connections were, it actually was like sparking, and they kind of burn up a little bit. So I had to take them down, so it's frustrating. But they have the lights like this with a string between them. You can do this, or you can do where they connect directly. And I haven't had any problems where they connect with that string right there. I think it's a little connection where it's right there. So all that to say is, when I face this way, you can't see me because it's darker in this corner. But yeah, so I don't know if I need to, I don't know if I'm gonna go leave them a review or if I need to, it's too late to take them back. But I may just put those little strings between each one of them and hope for the best. So yeah, so y'all comment below what y'all think. I was looking on Amazon. I've never done it before, but I think there's a way on Amazon you can message the person that sold you something, or the company or whatever. I was thinking about messaging them and just saying, hey, these are not working, and can y'all send me some more? I was gonna show y'all here. These are the ones I was talking about, and I'm scared to use them anymore because they're just kind of burn up in there. The other end is fine, but that end's like that too. This is where these two were connected. There's a little piece that you connect them with. So I don't want to take a chance on those shorting out and you know, causing a fire. I mean, it could be a, you know, those at least I think are a fire hazard. We don't ever leave the lights on here. So and another thing we do, which is kind of, I mean, I think it's our responsibility to do so, but we have 3 smoke detectors in here, and they're all Wi-Fi connected, and they're into an app. So I have an app on my phone, and if those go off, it will alert my phone. So, you know, if we ever had an issue, that would be good to have handy. But all right, I'm just rambling. Oh, that's what I was gonna show y'all. Squirrel. That is the shoulder mount that Shannon was working on in the last video. Doesn't it look pretty? Tell them what's going on with it.
Well, it's called bagging it, and basically you saturate it with water, the outside of it, and I put it in a bag to keep it moisturized. Hydrated. I don't need the glue drying yet. I haven't finished it yet. So you basically spray it down with water as much as you possibly can, and then you put a bag over it. And ideally, when I take that bag off, the glue hasn't started setting and drying and everything.
Yeah.
And the clay work.
Are you gonna try to work on it tonight?
Yes,
today?
I need to sew it up, and it needs, because then at that point I can let it start drying and stuff.
I think on the last video, I ended the last video and you were about to put the hide on, and I didn't know that you were gonna keep working that night, so I ended the video. But you got the hide on, got the eyes done, everything. So
all I have to do is just make sure my eyes are where I want them, the ears are where I want them. I fooled with the ears for a while. Haven't quite gotten my system down of ears yet. And then yeah, but everything, I got to sew up the back, and that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else will be ready.
So y'all stay tuned until the end of the video, and we'll show y'all. We'll take the bag off that thing and probably show y'all her stitching that up. So, we wanted to show y'all what we're doing with touch-ups here. Have had a few people show interest in it.
Give him a little brush.
Yeah, just knocking off that whitener sometimes doesn't get completely off. Just knocking off with a brush. There's one that's definitely missing a few teeth. The old mule deer and the teeth fell out. Like right here, might do a little touch up right there on that.
That's why it's there.
So for touching up horns, we use these little stain markers. You can get different colors. Provincial seems to be the all-around best one. But we use the stain markers, and then we use a little can like this with a Q-tip, depending on how much it needs. This head right here just has a little spot that needs to be touched up. Little spot. Little spots. I don't know what that is. We're probably being nitpicky on that, but we just try to do our best to touch everything up. Yeah, that's it, and it's done. It'll be, you can't tell anything's done to it. We've had people, we have older videos on just specifically showing y'all how to do this, and we get comments, what do I do when I get stain on the skull? Don't get stain on the skull. That's the easiest way to get stain off of the skull is don't get it on the skull.
Because it's not easy to get. Well, I mean, you basically have to mix up a small thing of whitener and dab it on there and leave it.
And then wait a week.
Because it's not going to wipe off.
Yeah.
And you can dig it out, but you're going to dig a hole in the skull. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's the second that stain hits that skull, it like penetrates down deep into it, and it is almost impossible to get it off. I mean, you would have to whiten it for days and days and weeks, months maybe, to get it off there. So don't get it on there. We've done it a few times, but if we have one that's going to be a big touch-up job for whatever reason, or like a deadhead, Shanna just whitened a deadhead out there, and the customer wants us to recolor the horns. If we were to use stain on that head to recolor the horns, we would saran wrap the entire head. That way there's no possibility of getting any stain on there. So, all right, now teeth. All right, this one's missing a tooth. Here's the tooth. There's the tooth hole. I picked it out of that basket first try. Doesn't always happen, but it just fits right back in there like that. And then you take a little bit of this and you give it a little dab right there. Go ahead and do the other side just in case.
You want to do it upside down too, then.
Yeah.
The super glue.
Now see how I got it upside down? So this is the same one I just touched the horns up on. Any kind of super glue will work. If you do have to, for some reason, don't super glue until you know you're done. If you have to go back and boil this again or put it in hot water, yeah, that super glue will turn yellow. So just make sure you're done before you glue everything in there. What are you doing with that brush? Where'd you get that brush? How long is that brush? How many bristles are on that brush? Answer the questions.
I think for people starting out, it's a genuine question.
You have people ask a lot of real specific questions. So these little brushes I think they're brass. This is a new one. We buy these you can get them at Walmart, Harbor Freight, anywhere. We get them at Harbor Freight. They're like 99 cents a piece, and we'll buy like a dozen of them at a time because they'll get worn out pretty quick. But they're brass, so they're not super harsh. I wouldn't use a metal one because we do have a metal one right here that we occasionally use, but you could do some damage with the metal one. And then the plastic one like this, Shannon uses that to get any excess whitener powder off. But these do not, unless you just get crazy, they're not going to damage the horns at all.
Well, you don't want to just I mean, you just kind of want to
And most of what gets on there is if they're in a pot of water, wherever the water line is on the horns when they're in there, there's going to be some gunk floating on the top of that water, and it just kind of gets on the skull. You can see like a little bit right there.
Our guys try to hit it with the power washer,
yeah,
but sometimes
gently.
It's dark outside. I'm impressed with this one.
That head was freezer burnt. It had been in the freezer for a couple of years. And came out really. Sometimes those are hard to get white, but that one looks great. Her whitening secret solution is working.
Patting myself on the back.
So hot tip, y'all probably seen it on this video and other videos, but we have an abundance of strainers, different sizes. Shannon even found these teeny tiny ones somewhere. Where'd you get those at?
I don't remember.
Yeah. But those are
the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Those are really handy for putting teeth, noses in, and if you want to put them in the pot and they still have meat on them, you can put them in the pot and keep them together. Or once Shanna whitens them, she'll whiten them, and then she can power wash them and keep them in there usually. The another ones that we got off of Amazon are these cylinder type strainers. Those come in really handy. We do a different whitening process on pigs usually, and we whiten them in the liquid peroxide. And when their teeth come out after we macerate them, throw them in there, and then you can drop that down. Because we use a smaller diameter pot, and those normal strainers, you got to get them in an angle to get them down in there, and the teeth will fall out. But with those, you can just drop them right down in there and whiten the teeth at the same time as you're whitening the pig, or like a coyote or something like that. So hot tip for y'all, just want to show you all that. We buy them where we find them the cheapest. We have some plastic ones that do pretty good, but these metal ones, I think we get these at like one of the Dollar Tree, Dollar General or something. They have a little plastic piece in them, and I always pop it out and then just you can get a couple seasons out of them usually. So how do you know what nose goes back to what deer?
Fits in like a puzzle piece. Watch this one. See? You just slide it and it goes in just like a puzzle. And then the other side will pop in as easy. And then you make sure, sometimes they don't want to go like right on, like they don't lock in. But then you got to make sure those points match and just make sure it looks correct. That's what rubber bands are for too, though.
Sometimes if you're doing just a one deer or a couple deer, if you put the noses back on them when they're wet, sometimes they'll dry and you don't even have to glue them. They'll be dried and held in place. But all we'll do is, this one right here is another good example. This little mule deer here.
Little mule deer.
These will just, camera position, right, popped in there. I was telling Shannon, these are sitting in there so good you don't even have to won't have to glue them. They're just in there, but I'm gonna glue them anyway just to be safe. But they just pop in there, and sometimes if that little gap right there bothers you, like Shannon said, you can get you a rubber band and put on there and tighten it up a little bit. But that one fits in there like a glove. We'll just, on the inside here, run a little bead of super glue here, and then same thing on this side and right here. They're trying to do it on the outside just so it doesn't run down the side of the head.
Well, and this is a very, very crucial tip. When you're doing multiple noses, do not glue anything in, even if you're 100% positive, because if you glue it in and it's not the right nose, and right now it's not very hot, so they're easy to pop off if you make the mistake. But if you don't make a mistake, or if you do glue it on there and it tightens up, it's a pain.
Yeah, it's a really high probability you won't get it off there.
And also make sure that you're 100% done with whitening it, because if you glue these on and something happens and you've got to start over, like Tobin said earlier with the yellowing of the teeth, it'll do that on the
nose.
On the nose.
Yeah,
and it's way more noticeable on the nose.
The glue's what turns yellow.
Yes.
Yeah, if you have to re-simmer it, re-boil it, or re-whiten it. I think it's only when you simmer it and boil it. When you whiten it, it'll turn it back from yellow back. You have to kind of do it all over again. Don't y'all hate it when your annoying neighbors make a bunch of racket? The guy that keeps these cows over here, did he go up the driveway, babe, or he drive down the road?
He went up the driveway, but
Like,
I think I don't. That horse is running too.
Yeah.
Something must be going on.
I think either the guy that has those cows drives a diesel truck, and he either another diesel truck or him or somebody drove down the road, and they think they're about to get fed.
No, he drove up this driveway.
Yeah.
He just came up the driveway.
He must not have had hay with him.
No, he didn't.
Okay, so he turned and went up the driveway, but he didn't bring him any hay.
And they're mad.
Yeah, they're like.
Wait, is that a new baby back there?
Way back to that black one.
Or is that no?
That's a big. Here, that every time she goes, like then the rest of them start going.
But she's the loudest of all of them. She always has been.
Shots fired! Shots fired! That was the boys got firecrackers last night for Christmas or New Year's Eve.
And that's all they've been doing. But it's not good enough just to blow up the firecrackers. We've got to blow up water bottles.
Yeah.
Using air compressors. Is what we got.
Yeah, so they take the air compressor and they stick it in the water bottle and they tape it up and they zip tie the little thing down that shoots air out, and they turn the air compressor on and they let it blow the water balls up. They've done it about 3 times now, and every time Shanna jumps.
You do too.
All right, so we got all these beauties finished up. Shannon's called. These are all our customers over here. They've all been called. We re-tagged all of them with our fancy tags with the QR codes on them, and then these are all our wholesale customers. Shannon's gonna go drop those off tomorrow. I'm caping out a young man's deer over there on the table, and Shannon's got this bad boy out working on him again. So she's got the ears pretty much set, the eyes set, nose and lips tucked, and has to sew up right here.
Yep. Just his eyes, just making sure he's even on both sides, looking, you know.
Y'all comment below what y'all think. I think it looks great.
I don't know about great, but
I think it looks really good.
his eyes, this side is a little, I like this side better than I do this one.
See, I was just looking at this one, and I think I like this one a little bit
Really?
better. Yeah.
That's crazy.
You got blood on your chin even.
I have it everywhere. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, and I didn't 4, 5. It's just when the needle comes through, barely pokes me. I got blood everywhere.
Look how pretty that is. It goes down to about right in there somewhere. Right in there.
All the way down there.
Yeah. Had another shoulder mount dropped off while we were in here. It's been busy.
Mm-hmm. I just gotta tack him. He's got some spots that are wanting to pucker out, so I'll get him tacked and I think I'm okay with everything, so I'll go ahead and let him dry, and then I mean, yeah, he looks good, right?
Yes. Y'all comment what y'all think. This is what you're using.
Mm-hmm. You will know better what that is than I will.
It's like spider wire, fishing line spider wire, but it's on Amazon.
We used in taxidermy school, I used wax thread, and it worked fine. But then the guy I'm mentoring under, he uses the spider wire, and I like it better. Yeah. I can literally like really give it a tug, and it won't go anywhere. So.
All right, Shanna's wrapping up right at the top of the Y incision. She's about to do that, and then she's got to do some. She'll take this stuff right here. It's called backer rod.
Which you didn't know. I taught you something.
Yeah, I didn't know that's what. I never knew there was such a thing. I think it's for. You can get it at Home Depot, but it's for like filling in gaps and stuff in concrete, I guess, or not concrete, like just in general. It's like foam. You can fill in cracks and walls and ceilings and stuff. But she's gonna take that and she'll put it along this.
First, I'm gonna put a Band-Aid on my finger.
Again?
Yeah, 6.
She'll put it along this little groove in the neck right there, and then she'll pin it in there. She'll probably you're gonna pin around the
yes,
mouth.
I'll pin around the mouth, the eyes.
You're gonna card the ears.
I'll carve the ears. I'll pin around the mouth. I'm gonna pin right at his not tear ducts, because I want that part.
Didn't I buy you some sewing needles or some sewing little finger things?
Yes, I'll find them. But like, I don't want his tear ducts to move, so I'll pin there. I'll pin around his mouth. I'll card his ears, and then I'll backer rod all this, so that way, one, it will stay. That crease will adhere. The glue will adhere to the hide.
To the form.
And then to the form, yes. And then I will tack right here because I don't want that moving. And then what will happen is when everything dries, it shrinks. And I need it to stay where it's at.
It'll pull away right here and kind of be like a air in there. So.
Same with the lips. When you tuck lips, you want fur to fur. And I have it perfect. Like, that's probably the best lips I've ever tucked before. And I don't want it to move. I told Tobin I was kind of worried because he's on his side right now, but I clayed his nose, and I felt like his nose looks really big, but he said this type of deer where we hunt, that's common of them.
They have a big horse nose.
I think if I hadn't clayed, it'd probably look weird.
Yeah.
Because they've got that big old head, and I built up his nose. What do you call it? Or what is it?
Roman nose.
Roman nose, yeah.
That's what they call it on a horse. I don't think on a deer would be the same. It's not super noticeable, but we kind of gave it a little bit of a bump there. So, all right, close this out, babe. She's gonna keep working. I gotta finish up a few things around the shop, but we're gonna close it out and watch for the next video. You'll either see it carded and pinned and all that stuff, or you'll see the finished product. Shannon's got to order her a fancy airbrush. This one, she doesn't like it, so she's got to order one that's way more expensive than this, but it's going to be a good tool to have. And then she'll paint around the eyes, around the nose, and all that kind of stuff, and finish it out. So, but y'all watch for that on the next couple of videos.
I just decided that this needle may be longer than I need, so I'm concentrating. Thank you guys for watching.
I'll close it out.
Okay, thank you.
She's busy.
I'm trying.
Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate all the support. Please subscribe. Please comment. We'll see y'all in the next one.